Rice.
Cholesterol conqueror. If every cook, especially the Latino cooks, were forced to keep just one item in their pantry, they would probably add it to their pantry. The grain appears in the dishes of all of America, both in paella and in soup, with beans, pigeon peas, garbanzos or chicharron peas, and in desserts like rice pudding. And we are not the only ones enchanted by the love. The whole world enjoys this food. It is estimated that there are 40,000 different varieties, such as Basmati rice from India and Pakistan, Ar Dora rice from Thalia, Valenciano rice from Spain, and sticky rice from Japan. Healing powers. Lowers cholesterol.
Facilitates digestion.
Reduces risk of colon cancer. The most nutritious rice is brown rice, which contains large amounts of fiber, complex carbohydrates, and B vitamins, all of which are essential for good health, says Maren Hegsted, Ph.D., professor of human nutrition and foods at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge. It also contains a powerful compound that helps reduce the amount of cholesterol the body produces. Since high cholesterol is already known to be a major risk factor for heart disease, brown rice can play an important role in any program to protect the heart. Culinary cholesterol control. One liver produces cholesterol because the body needs it to function. The problem arises when we have a diet too high in fat. The liver produces too much cholesterol, which increases the risk of heart disease. According to Dr. Hegsted, brown rice may help prevent this from happening. The bran, the outer layer of the grain, contains a substance called oryzanol. This substance has been shown to help reduce the amount of cholesterol the body uses. Hey, your chemical makeup is similar to that of specialty cholesterol-lowering drugs. In a study conducted by Lemanian State University, a group of people were fed 100 grams, about 3 ounces, of rice bran daily for 3 weeks. At the end of this time, researchers observed that their cholesterol level had dropped by an average of 7%. The best news was that their levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL, cholesterol, the bad variety of cholesterol, dropped by 10%, while their high-density lipoprotein, HDL, cholesterol levels remained relatively high. A 10% decrease in cholesterol levels may not sound very impressive. However, doctors estimate that for every 1% reduction in cholesterol, the risk of heart disease decreases by 2%. That means that the study participants, by eating brown rice, lowered their risk of heart disease by 20% in just 3 weeks. A healthy sponge. Brown rice is darker and tougher to chew than its white counterpart because each grain is wrapped in a nutritious outer layer. This part of the rice is the most fiber-rich, says Christine Nem Ardi, a nutritionist and director of technical services at Lundberg Family Farms, a rice producer in Richvale, California. A half cup of brown rice contains about 2 grams of fiber, Nem explains. The fiber in brown rice is insoluble, so when it reaches the intestine, it acts like a sponge, absorbing large amounts of water, explains Dr.
Hegsted.
The stool becomes bulkier and moister, so it is more easily eliminated. It also moves more quickly through the colon. Harmful substances in stool, therefore, have less time to damage the cells in the colon wall, possibly reducing the risk of developing cancer. Some researchers estimate that the risk of colon cancer would drop by 31% if people increased the amount of fiber in their diet to 39 grams a day. It's not just the colon that benefits from the fiber in whole grains. Fiber binds with estrogen in the digestive tract, thereby reducing the flow of this hormone through the bloodstream. This is important because changes in cells caused by high levels of estrogen have been shown to lead to breast cancer. A study by Italian and Canadian researchers found that the risk of breast cancer was reduced by 38% in women who ate 2 grains of fiber a day, compared with those who ate only half that amount. Lending nature a hand. The problem with white rice is that the processing process removes the nutritious outer layers of the grain, leaving only the tender but less healthy center. To compensate, manufacturers play a nutritional trick. In this way, white rice comes to contain a greater amount of these nutrients than originally provided by nature. A half cup of white rice contains 0.2 milligrams of thiamine, a B vitamin necessary for converting food into energy, as well as 2 milligrams of maize, which helps ensure proper metabolism. Brown rice, on the other hand, contains only 0.1 milligrams of thiamine and 1 milligram of niacin. The nutritional content of white rice is enriched to the maximum, says Nem. However, what white rice lacks is fiber. Half a cup of this grain contains only 0.2 grams of fiber, 10 times less than the same amount of brown rice. So, if you want to get the most nutritional benefits possible, brown rice is the best choice. How to maximize its healing powers.
Keep it fresh.
Brown rice is full of oils and is not prone to going rancid if stored at normal room temperature, says Dr. Hegede. The healing compounds are best preserved if placed in an airtight container in the refrigerator, where it will stay fresh. Take advantage of the water. Many of the important nutrients of brown rice, as well as white rice, gets filtered at the same time by the cooking process. Cook the rice until they absorb all the water, instead of draining. That way the nutrients end up in your plate and not the drainage. It is not necessary to wash it. In the case of white rice enriched with maize and thiamine, they are found on the outside of the grain. Therefore, if the rice is washed before cooking, this is why Nem suggests preparing the rice as it comes. The only exception is imported rice, which comes to contain less impurities than the domesticated varieties.